It's September 15, 2023, about 1:30 in the afternoon, and the day before Hurricane Lee gets here. And I just wanted to show you my prep for the storm. So here is Seaquestor. As you can see, I've taken the mizzen sail off, which greatly reduces the windage there, and sail is stowed down below, so it's much less likely to be damaged. I have doubled up the stern lines and the spring lines and the bow lines, and I also have another bow line that goes over to a cleat on the cross dock. So the boat is pretty, and you can see the Genoa is off. So the boat is pretty much ready for the storm. I've reduced the windage on the boat as much as possible. Now the wind is supposed to come north, which is from over there. So we're going to be, assuming they don't haul this boat next to us, we're going to be behind it partly, and the wind is going to hit the port side of Seaquestor and blow us off the dock. Even though I put a couple of extra fenders there, they probably won't touch the dock at all during the storm. Let's go up here. We got a lobster boat next to us that came in last night apparently. There's plenty of room there, and we shouldn't have any issues there. Our lines should keep us right there on the dock. And he's pretty well tied up with sort of oversized lines, which is a little unusual for lobster boats. They usually go with just whatever they had lying around. This guy is pretty well tied up with oversized lines. This one, on the other hand, not so much. This is more typical. As we look out here, we can see some other people are prepped. Here's a boat, a sailboat that is going to get blown onto the dock. And we're expecting winds that are going to peak around 40 knots continuous. And the current forecast has gusts to 60. So it could be a little breezy. And the wind is going to be mostly north. And then when it starts to diminish, it'll be coming from the northwest, which is that way. But this guy's got 8 fenders. So he's pretty well set up. He shouldn't have any trouble with not having enough fenderage. And he's got his lines mostly doubled up. Little wood boat here is pretty well tied off. He's got a line he ran over here that he's not really going to need, because his boat is going to blow toward us from here. And a few other boats have shown up. They are in the process of taking all of the finger piers out on the main docks. They're light duty wooden finger piers, and not as strong as these. These are concrete finger piers. They're very strong, and they leave these in all year, and there won't be an issue with them. This boat, which I think is an Etchells 33, is usually out on a finger pier near the end of the middle dock, but that finger pier is gone, so they moved the boat in here. And they've only got 3 fenders. I'd like to see more if it was my boat. Maybe they'll come down and put in a few more fenders. As you can see, it's not much has been done by the boaters. A lot of people double up their lines, but you wonder, I mean, this boat is going to be blown onto the finger pier, but they've doubled their lines. So these guys out here are all going to be blown off the finger pier, so they're going to probably fare pretty well. They just need to have good lines to keep them from breaking a line and going across and hitting somebody on the other side. There's a couple fairly fancy boats out there. There is the black friendship sloop Hieronymus, which has come in off of its mooring. I thought it would stay on its mooring. It's probably safer there than in here. And a Fleming 55 that's come in here to ride out the storm. And at the end of the dock out there, you can see the foremasts of the Margaret Todd schooner, which came over from Bar Harbor a couple days ago and will ride out the storm here. They normally winter store here. I don't know if they're intending to just call the season over or if they're going to go back after the storm and continue to take tourists out in Bar Harbor for another few weeks. So anyway, here's the Great Harbor Marina looking pretty much like it does in the winter, when they've taken all the finger piers off that they take off in the winter, and the marina has survived some pretty big storms in the winter. Last year we had 2 storms with 80-knot gusts, and she came through just fine, so I'm not anticipating any difficulties. And Seaquestor over there behind the Lotus is a little bit protected, and with the canvas off, my relatively new Dodger is safe. It's lying on the V-berth. The Genoa I took home. It is in my garage because I need to do a little work on the sunbrella sun cover on it, and but other than that, she's ready to ride out the storm. Minimize windage and everything should be fine. If it was just going to be 40 knots, it would be no big deal. It's the 60-knot gusts that we want, or we're a little concerned about. Anyway, there she is, ready to go. I'm going to go down below now and sit with my wife and chat and have a beverage before we head home. And I'll see if I can get over here tomorrow during the storm. As long as we don't have trees down across the road, I should be able to without any problem. And then and check out what's going on then. And hopefully get a few storm pictures. Okay, that wraps up this short video. Just a quick look at the part of the Great Harbor Marina here in Southwest Harbor, Maine, where I keep my Allied Princess 36 Seaquestor, and what I have done to prepare for the storm.